labeled a person of interest in the Thursday shooting of a man in Anchorage. According to authorities, Hall was last seen hitchhiking with a woman and could be headed towards Fairbanks. However, Hall says he has been vacationing out of state since Monday and just heard from family and friends that authorities were looking for him. Hall told us he called authorities to tell them that he was out of state, and when the news broke that he was a person of interest and that he even went as far as to check in with police in Las Vegas. Hall said he has nothing to do with the shooting.
I'm devastated and shocked, and I just, it just scared me. I'm out here visiting my family and my son for his birthday, and I hear about this, something that I have totally nothing to do with. I don't know who died. I don't know who's even supposed to be around that place. I don't go to Anchorage. I'm from Fairbanks. That's where I live. That's what's so shocking, because it's Anchorage, and I don't even go to Anchorage. Nor have I had to even stop through there for anything, even a flight. It's like it's physically impossible for me to have done something or been there. Even just being there is impossible.
A Fairbanks man driving a pilot truck died yesterday in a crash on the Dalton Highway. North Slope Borough Police said Dale Linz was driving south on an icy hill when his pickup left the road and rolled north of Adigan Pass. Linz's son, Shane Linz, says his father was driving the rear pilot vehicle behind an oversized truck. The truck had offloaded its cargo and they were returning to Fairbanks. Shane says his 72-year-old father was a retired semi-driver who had made many trips north on the Dalton. Dale Linz started the pilot car business about 10 years ago.
A Caltag man has been jailed accused of shooting another man. 43-year-old Todd Nicolai is charged with attempted first-degree murder in the September 4th shooting of Rusty Arkle. An affidavit stated Nicolai pointed a 12-gauge shotgun at the victim and pulled the trigger, believing the firearm was empty. The shot struck Arkle in the arm and shattered a window inside of the home. Arkle was flown to Fairbanks Memorial Hospital for treatment of his injuries. Nicolai was arraigned this afternoon in Fairbanks District Court and is being held without bail.
September is National Preparedness Month, according to the Interior Firefighters Association and the local Area Preparedness Committee. Earlier today, representatives from Red Cross of Alaska and city personnel from Fairbanks and North Pole met inside the headquarters of the Fairbanks Fire Department to discuss emergency management in the interior. They talked about how to deal with a variety of possible disasters such as earthquakes, high winds, forest fires, and others. They also discussed the logistics of an emergency preparedness expo taking place in Fairbanks a month from now. Throughout the next several weeks, we will be talking with interior officials about how they and the community can best prepare for the next major emergency.
Make sure that the people of Fairbanks are prepared in the event that we have a disaster that may displace them or cause some kind of interruption in the flow of them being able to get food, or they're without power. Just make sure that they're able to sustain themselves or keep themselves going until help can arrive if it's a big disaster.
All right, and that's good to know, because we did just recently have that
earthquake.
An earthquake.
If it was any bigger, then we could have used
5.4. I mean, Where were you when you felt it?
Not sure. Oh, I was at home.
You were at home? I was on a deck, and it was very scary. So good stuff to know.
Yep. All right, when we come back, today was National Jury Rights Day.
Also, we are in the midst of a Fiddle Fest here in Fairbanks. We'll have those stories next.
Welcome back to the Fairbanks Evening News. Jury activists were outside of the courthouse this morning raising awareness. Each year, the group comes together on Jury Rights Day to hold up signs and talk to passersby about their rights when they are serving on a jury. Leader of the group, Frank Turney, says the demonstrations make an impact on the community. Jury Rights Day is a national event that focuses on making sure potential jurors are informed on what rights and responsibilities they have.
We're out here because we're talking about Jury Rights Day. We want to educate people and activate them and make sure that they understand what their rights are when they go into the courthouse and they're sitting on a jury. I don't think they know that when the judge asks them if they believe in, if they're a jury activist, if they hold up their hand and they say, yeah, I'm a jury activist, they don't know that the judge is going to kick them out of the courtroom.
We are in the midst of a Fiddle Fest here in Fairbanks, the 4th annual Far North Fiddle Fest to be exact. The festival began on Thursday and runs through Saturday. Jamie Schwartzwald has more on this story.
The Far North Fiddle Fest features a group of world-class musicians who have converged here in Fairbanks to perform and teach. For some, it's not the first trip to the last frontier.
Third or fourth time up here, so I love it. There's a lot of it.
The three members of Alt joined Fiddler's Bed, the old-time Cosmic Trio, and other internationally renowned artists during this three-day festival that culminates with a benefit concert Saturday night. Fiddlefest workshops led by these musicians are ongoing at the Door of Hope Church through tomorrow afternoon.
it's really first-class musicianship, you know, and to be able to teach children and grown-ups here and then to play for them, it's, you know, it's doing what we are meant to do.
Tickets are available for Saturday night's performance at the Davis Concert Hall. They can be purchased through the Fairbanks Hospital Foundation's website. All proceeds from the event go in support of FMH Hospice Services, which provides social, emotional, and practical support to terminally ill patients, their families, and loved ones. The service is staffed by clinical professionals and a group of 58 dedicated volunteers.
We could not do the work that we do without their support. They truly are the foundation of our good work, and our patients and families are truly the benefit of their generous hearts.
In addition to a free preview of Saturday night's performances, those who attended a community forum at Ivory Jacks Thursday night had the chance to learn more about hospice and palliative care. Dr. Jacob Strand is the Director of Outpatient Palliative Care at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. He spent the evening with Q&A sessions on a subject that is often hard to talk about and is frequently overlooked.
What often gets focused about palliative care and hospice is that it's purely just for the end of life. And I think what people don't understand is that patients and families benefit tremendously when hospice and palliative care can be involved with people from a much earlier standpoint. And really what we're talking about here is giving people control, independence, and power in a situation where they're often feeling like they don't have any of those things.
Jamie Schwartzwald reporting from Fiddlefest.
There's something new on the playground this year at Weller Elementary School, a bench made specifically to foster new friendships for children learning there. It's called the Buddy Bench. Earlier today, Weller Elementary staff members introduced the concept to the whole school body. If a student in any grade feels lonely on the playground, they can take a seat on the bench and wait for other students to talk to or even play with them. The Buddy Bench is considered by the school district to be a first for the state of Alaska. Now, the idea came from a Weller third grade class that learned of the original Buddy Bench in the lower 48. They raised enough money through school fundraisers in 2013. Now, a year later in fourth grade, they finally got the opportunity to see the bench become reality.
Really excited, and I just wanted to unveil it right then. I would come over and sit on the Buddy Bench, and if somebody came over, I would ask them if I could play with them, or they would ask me.
Well, I'm actually really excited that the Buddy Bench is here because sometimes I can be lonely and I don't have any friends to play with at times.
That is so
That's
cute.
a neat idea.
I like that.
Yeah, I certainly could have used it in elementary school myself.
Props to Weller for
Yeah,
that. I hope
yeah.
more schools, do something like that.
Absolutely.
That's great.
job,
Good for you guys.
Yeah,
Good for the
absolutely.
kids.
Well, we're going to talk about sports before the break, and how about some more flag football? What about that?
What else would we talk about if we didn't have flag football?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a report on that with Joe. You'll see that, but after the break, highlights from UAF volleyball's first game of the season.
That's what else we talk about if we didn't have flag football.
That's true. Flag football at UAF's first volleyball match of the season. Joe Cook with sports after the break. Stay with us.
Well, you got through another week. Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here with your Friday Sports. Now, Thursday night was the opening night of the 16th Annual Flint Hills Resources Nanac Classic. It was the season opener for the Nanacs, who hosted the St. Edwards Hilltoppers at the Patty Center. The hockey team was there in costume supporting the volleyball team. They were amped. True freshman Riley Podowitz scored the first point of the game and the season for UAF. She finished with 8 kills in her debut. But the Hilltoppers will come away with the 25-19 win in the first set. The Hilltoppers kept the momentum going in the second set and held off UAF for a 25-22 win. Hannah Rauch had 9 of her team-high 15 kills in that set. UAF pushed the Hilltoppers to the brink in a tight third set, but errors prevented the Nooks from capitalizing late. The Hilltoppers get the sweep, 26-24 win in the final set. Sam Hartoon led the Nooks with a double-double, 16 kills and 10 digs, and Miranda Greaser had 23 assists in her debut.
It was a close match every single set. It was good volleyball. I enjoyed to watch, especially for the first match. Usually it's a little shaky, but I mean, it was battle.
We need to fine-tune our timing on offense. We need to fine-tune some of our play sets. We need to fine-tune just a few things offensively to really have more success.
I'm confident that tomorrow there's going to be less mistakes, there's going to be less errors, and that's going to be our focus. yeah, it's coming along.
The fact that we're this strong of a team and we're this comfortable with each other so far, and it's only preseason, I have a lot of confidence in how we're going to turn out and how the rest of the season is going to go.
And there were more firsts last night for local flag football teams. Hutchinson visited North Pole, and it was the first ever flag football game for both teams. North Pole's first touchdown in program history occurred in the first quarter. Grace Lumpkin hit Savannah Moisen for an 18-yard touchdown, but Moisen, a senior and soccer star for the Pats, wasn't done. She showed off her speed and juke moves in the third quarter with a 59-yard scamper to the end zone, 13-0 North Pole. But Hutchinson would rally. Cece Cota Sanchez threw a 56-yard touchdown pass to Katie Peterson with about 5 minutes left in the game, the first ever score for Hutch. The duo also connected for the first ever three-point conversion for interior flag teams with a 20-yard conversion, but it wasn't quite enough. North Pole wins their first ever flag football game 13-9.
Before the game, we did a lot of focusing on the game, and we visualized winning the game, and we stretched, and we just were very focused, and I think that's what was key for our team tonight.
I would like to say I take my hats off to Hutch. They played the entire time. We did a really great job of coming out and sticking to our offense and sticking to our game plan, and we just got to get some more conditioning under our belt, to really be prepared for a fourth-quarter game.
And sticking with high school sports, here are the results from some other games that happened on Thursday night. In volleyball, the Monroe Rams on the road take out the Colony Knights in 5 sets. The Rams are now 2-0. Marissa King led the Rams with 16 kills. North Pole swept Allison 25-18, 25-22, 25-19, improved to 1-1. Lexi Smith had 9 assists and 5 aces for the Ravens, who are now 0-3. In tennis, some close matches. Hutchinson won 4-3 over Monroe. The Rams won both girls singles matches, mixed doubles and girls doubles matches. Monroe's Morgan Withers defeated Cheyenne Martinez 2-6, 8-6, 11-9. North Pole, they won 4-3 over West Valley as well. The Pats won boys, girls, and mixed doubles. North Pole's Dana LeMay defeated West Valley's Teresa Sample 1-6, 7-5, 10-3 in the decider. Jared Lees and Brian Eli won the boys singles for West Valley. And here's what's going on for interior sports in the first weekend of September. Tomorrow morning on the West Ridge Trails, the Alaska Cross Country Invitational starts at 10 a.m. with the women's 6K, then the men's 8K at 10:45. Then day 3 of the Flint Hills Resources Natick Classic starts at 11 a.m. UAF takes on St. Edwards, and then UAF will face Tiffin at 7 p.m. in the Patty Center. In high school football, the West Valley Wolfpack play Wasilla at 1 o'clock. It'll be Play for Pink Day. Proceeds will go to the BCDC Breast Cancer Detection Center. There'll be raffles and more, including free door prizes if you wear pink to the game. That's tomorrow at 1 o'clock at West Valley Stadium. Also, the first all-school swim meet of the season is at 6 p.m. on Saturday at the Westcott Pool in North Pole. And then on Sunday, the Birch Hill 10K at the Birch Hill Rec area. That starts at noon, and it's only $20. We close the Friday Sportscast with this week's Play of the Week, and probably no surprise, but Anthony Griffith and the Allison Ravens get the Play of the Week honor. Griffith ran for the second most rushing yards in a single game in Alaska high school football history with a 424-yard performance last Saturday against the Vosnesenka Cougars. He also had 7 touchdowns on just 11 carries and a 77-0 win. To pick the next Play of the Week, watch for the I-5 Interior Top 5 plays on Monday during the weekend recap. And that's a wrap for sports at 6, but join us at 11 for highlights from tonight's Mayor's Bowl between Lathrop and North Pole and the Sports Nightcap. Now your full weather forecast is coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Evening News, Mike Schultz with you once again, looking at the weather. And are you ready for a great weekend? Because it looks like it's going to be that way. We're looking at lots of sunshine and temperatures slowly warming up. The coldest air is moving out of the picture. That's good news. Our photograph tonight, this is snow that was a few days ago in the Denali Park area, and Debbie Dean was there able to capture it. It's a beautiful photograph, but you don't want to see the snow right now. But hey, that's a fact of nature, right? And as far as your photograph, if you have one you want to share with us, by all means, send it to photos@ktvf11.com. Out at the airport right now, our temperatures look like this. After a high of 60, it's 58. The low last night, 36. Record high, 84. That was set in 1957. Down to a very frigid 22 degrees in 1921. Your sunrise and sunset, about 14 hours and 3 minutes. That's a gain, actually, it's a loss, I should say, of 7 minutes from yesterday. And our satellite and radar, one area of low pressure moving out of the picture as high pressure builds in from the southwest and slowly pushes everything out of the picture. That's going to be the rule all the way into the weekend and through the middle part of next week, at least the way it looks right now. What's going on across the rest of the state? Well, for the most part, lots of sunshine around Ketchikan. 65 degrees there, 60 degrees at Juneau and cloudy skies. In the Anchorage Bowl, looking at 55 degrees at Anchorage and cloudy. Also cloudy skies around Kodiak Island. Nome checking in with cloudy and 55. Chilly, 35 degrees at Barrow and Fort Yukon. Lots of sunshine and 72 degrees. Lower 48 weather, again, out to the west, things look really nice, but boy, look at this squall line all the way from Texas all the way up to the Great Lakes. It's bringing with it some very heavy rainfall, possibly some severe weather too. While over the eastern half of the country, we have, again, showers and thunderstorms rumbling across much of the area there, and that's going to continue. The overall picture, as you can see, temperature-wise, is going to be really hot and humid. 95 to 100-degree real field temperatures, 100-degree plus readings down over the southeast. And it's, once again, being brought in by the jet stream, being way to the north. Early next week, more humidity and thunderstorms expected over the eastern half of the country, with more possible flooding downpours and flash floods over much of the southwest into California, all because of the weakening of Hurricane Norbert as it moves off. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern section. Sunny skies will be the rule for Barrow, Nome, and Fort Yukon, and the same expected here in the interior. You might see a few showers around the eastern sections of the Delta Junction area and around Healy, and that's about it. Over southeast Alaska, we're looking at, for the most part, not too bad. Rain showers around Juneau, but Ketchikan looking at cloudy skies. While out to the southwest, it looks like sunny skies at Bethel, scattered clouds for Kodiak and Cold Bay. And down around the Anchorage Bowl, again looking at, for the most part, cloudy skies at Homer, showers in Valdez and Anchorage. All right, time once more for our weather fact for today. And the weather fact is showing that in 1925, Centerville, Alabama, had temperatures soaring to 112 degrees. That's hot in Alabama. Again, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank for sponsoring our kids' weather. And as always, next week we'll be back with the kids from Arctic Light Elementary School. Here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. Scattered clouds, cold, 32 degrees, the overnight low. You might see some auroras possible. Also, tomorrow's forecast looking at a very nice day. Partly cloudy, quite as warm. Not quite as warm as it was today, 54 degrees. But after that, the 5-day outlook looks really encouraging. As you can see, once again, 60s into the low 60s by Thursday. Lots of sunshine in the forecast. Overnight lows also rising above 40 degrees. And so our Indian summer, like I said last night, will be here in earnest. And things look really good for the weekend, too, guys. A lot of activities going on. And great opportunity to start getting winterized, I guess, to be safe.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Time to wrap up the hoses.
Turn off the water.
Batten down the hatches.
Batten down the hatches, that's right.
Batten down the hatches. But we've got one more week of 60s,
oh,
so
yeah. Mm-hmm.
maybe go get some golf going.
Well, I think the greens are going to be really hard, I'll tell you that.
Oh, man, I need to get out there at least one more time.
Yeah, got to. At least
got to
once
do it.
All right, thanks, guys. That'll wrap up this edition of the Fbx Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, a plane carrying 100 Americans has been forced to land in Iran. That's next with Brian Williams.
Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, we hope you have a great night. We'll see you back here at 11. If not, have a great weekend.
Good night.